I'm Don Wadewitz, and this is a look inside the Warhawks with Warhawks head men's basketball coach Jarod Wichser, brought to you by American Family Insurance agent Kyle Danielson in Fort Atkinson, Burtness Chevrolet Buick GMC, and Burtness Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Whitewater, and Cook Logistics in Delavan, where every shipment is important and every mile matters. Coach Wicks, your team has started off the new year and ended last year on a positive note, coming off of big wins against Ripon and River Falls. River Falls, we talked about it. You set it up the last time we talked that eventually that three-point shooting is going to come around, and did it ever against the Falcons?
It did, and man, have we been waiting for it. You know what I mean? With this group, I've kind of told them all year, Don, they shoot it well. They are a good shooting team that is certainly capable. And for whatever reason, I just never felt like we had gotten into a rhythm. Maybe it was because we had gone to some kind of a different offense this year. Finally, the last two games, I think we've shot it pretty well. Certainly against River Falls, we were 14 of 29 from three. And, a lot of those were really good looks, moving the ball inside out. We had 15 assists in that game, which I think was our high for the season. So I think anytime the ball is moving, the ball has energy, and so when it's moving and guys are touching it, everyone feels into the game. It gives everyone a little more confidence. And so anytime you're playing someone in our league, especially someone like River Falls, you hope that you shoot it well. And we obviously did on Saturday.
So in this game, you had about 50% of your shots from distance. I'm figuring it depends on opponent and maybe game flow, but do you go in with your guys with any sort of idea of kind of how many shots you'd like to kind of try from outside at all?
It's not something that we talk a lot about specifically, more so amongst our staff. We kind of look at between 17 to 20 three-point attempts is kind of where we need to be, especially for that stretch where we weren't shooting it well. We don't want to get too high in that area, but really we want to take the best shot available, whatever that looks like. And, River Falls, they played multiple bigs at the same time. And so we kind of thought if we could get into the paint or get off some ball screens and really create an advantage, draw two defenders and move it, that we would have opportunities. And they did a really good job halfway through the first half of adjusting their ball screen coverage. And they also brought more guys into the paint. And so that forced us, to, again, look to move it sooner, and then it just gave us opportunities for outside shots, and fortunately we were able to knock those down.
Now, we're recording this before the Stevens Point game on Wednesday, so don't know the result of that one, obviously, but 2 wins coming in to a little bit beefier section of your conference season with Point, Stout, and Oshkosh on the road. Has to feel good to kind of feel like you've got some momentum going, but how do you work to kind of keep that going in a tough conference like the WIAC?
Well, that's a great question. And if any coach had the answer to that, they would be very, very successful. But no, I think the biggest thing with this group is, well, first of all, every group is a little different. You know what I mean? Every year is going to be a little different. Every team is going to be different. I really like the chemistry of this group right now. I like how we're developing our depth. In our last game against River Falls, we had 53 points off the bench, which is an awesome number. I think guys are really starting to understand what other guys can do, and guys are starting to feel comfortable in their roles. As that continues, or hopefully continues, I just think that you have guys who are more confident in themselves and in each other. And again, we keep talking about the shooting, but certainly when you're shooting the ball as well as we did on Saturday, that also helps. But I think this group, you take out the Simpson game, which I know you can't just take it out, but 4 of our last or 5 of our last 6 games, I think we've played really well, and we're continuing to progress both on the offensive end and the defensive end of the floor. And that's the thing you continue to harp on. We played well Saturday. It was great to get that win, but we're going to look at film today of a bunch of, some defensive breakdowns that we have to get cleaned up before we play on Wednesday. As you go through this league, you enjoy every win because every win is earned in this league, but you're constantly looking to just get a little better, every 2 days in between your conference battles.
All right, Coach. Heart of that conference season is upon us. Good luck with that. For fans, Whitewater men won't be at home again until January 18th against Eau Claire, a 5 o'clock start. Check out uwwsports.com for the schedule and more information. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you, Don. Have a great week.
This was a look inside the Warhawks, brought to you by American Family Insurance agent Kyle Danielson in Fort Atkinson, Burtness Chevrolet Buick GMC, and Burtness Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Whitewater, and Cook Logistics in Delavan, where every shipment is important and every mile matters.